Can we press again?
I mean, I don't know, but I already know what we gotta do.
Okay, then what do we gotta do?
We gotta present the baby carriage at the last statement. There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to football in that baby carriage that was weirdly lumpy.
The push
Had a
cart?
Manny Coachin shaped, like
A Manny
two
Coachin
samurai
shaped
folded
bulge?
from Alabas to the dressing room. The bulge is Manny Coachin shaped.
Manny Coachin's bulge.
Can we not talk about a corpse's bulge?
He has Manny bulges.
Ah!
Actually, yeah, I do believe there was way. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What's that supposed to be? It's a VHS tape.
Coachin-shaped bulge.
I know it's kind of out of place in this day and age, but it's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. I mean, I guess security camera's probably the only time you're gonna see VHS tapes nowadays.
Maybe not even, because like, not to dox myself, but like the last place of employment that I worked that had security cameras was literally a computer software.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't honestly know whether we have physical.
Yeah, right. It's like I feel like it's all digital at this point.
I mean, that's
the cameras connect to a computer and the computer records it. Like I don't. Why would you have an analog like middle party?
like I know where the security cameras are because I legally need to know, but that's about it. Like I don't know how it's stored or anything. So, but that being said, if you were gonna find VHS tapes anywhere, I feel like it might be security.
No,
footage.
for sure. Especially some of the older buildings, like in major metropolitan areas.
Yeah. Footage from a security camera that captures the state of the immigration area. So I congratulate you on getting your hands on it.
Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement.
Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at the section here. This lump here inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it?
This lump. Manny Coachin might be dead.
The dead part is the second part of the rhyme, though. This bulge is dead. Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart. What?
Is it literally Manny Coachin's dead body? Like,
notes on his cart? Probably.
I think it's literally his dead body. I think that this is the cause. And
I mean,
like,
this doesn't say anything.
Edward just like takes out Manny Coachin's corpse from his lapel. Just like, whoa!
Oh, I kind of just assumed that he stores all of his evidence in his, what's it called?
Ascot?
Is it called an ascot? I thought it was something else.
Like the neck frill thing? It's an ascot. If it's the same thing that, that Freddy wears in the Scooby-Doo franchise.
I thought they used another word.
Scooby-Doo wears an ascot. That's what it would be.
Edgeworth's neck thing. Cravat. It's a cravat.
It's a cravat.
It's a cravat. I knew they didn't use the word ascot because they said it in this game.
Yeah, Edward's Ace Attorney cravat. Rule 30.
So yeah, he stores all his evidence in his cravat. So.
No, that's fair. It has enough folds. Yeah, for sure.
So he just pulls the body out.
Throws it on the floor.
It's bigger on the inside.
Ooh.
It's cravat, I mean.
Yeah. Is it? Are we gonna get in trouble for referring to the franchise?
I don't see why not. Just don't do a perfect imitation of the theme song or something.
Oh, you know me. I love me. Dr. Y?
What?
Mr. Wen? Mr. Wen was my piano instructor.
Dr. Seuss?
Dr. Seuss.
I just watched one of the recent we're not sponsoring them, but one of the recent drawfies. And one of the people accidentally called Dr. Seuss Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, that's so funny. Who was it?
I think it was Julia. I'm not sure.
Julia Drawfee.
Julia Drawfee.
Forgot who Dr. Seuss was.
No, I just forgot the name. They made a whole bit out of it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. She when referring to her job, she is Julia Drawfee. When referring to the person, as far as I'm aware, she's still Julia Lepetit. I don't think she and Jacob have gotten married yet.
I mean, even if they do, that doesn't necessarily mean that she'll take the last name.
Yeah, I feel like Jacob is gonna take Julia's last name. Sorry, we don't get to get into the lore of like Drawfee with.
But I mean, if you're a member of Drawfee and are watching right now.
Karina, please! Karina, make more content. I need more Yu-Gi-Oh videos.
What was the meaning of showing me that?
If anybody from Drawfee would be watching us right now, it would be Karina. You know that, right?
I mean, if anybody was, I want it to be Karina.
Jacob, Julia, and Nathan. Like, Nathan is the least likely to be watching right now.
Well, I mean, I hope you Drawfee members are enjoying our bits. Big fans.
Man.
It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. I mean, a body is natural though. That's a natural, like, a natural thing. It's not an unnatural bulge. It's a natural bulge.
Yeah, it is a natural bulge. You're correct. There's nothing unnatural about death. We all die, and we all leave bulges. So it's gotta destigmatize it.
It's a natural organic bulge.
Natural, free range, cruelty free.
GMO free. Maybe.
GMO, no, tons of GMO.
And antibiotic free? Probably not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're full of antibiotics and genetic modification. We all are.
What Wagyu?
Wagyu.
I wish I was Wagyu.
I mean, really, not to like dox you, but you're more like foie gras at this point.
Well, how do I kick you from the chicken? No.
I'm doxing you because you're French.
What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis, however. If you can't prove it, then I'm afraid it must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Are you even allowed to take your, like, embassy plane now? You're not an ambassador.
Yeah, you're done.
You have to take a normal flight. You had to book a flight.
Oh. Hold it! I love Country's theme.
I mean, most of the themes in Ace Attorney are very solid. You know how often I just think of Maya's theme? Like,
I forget Maya's theme.
I think it's also Mia's theme. I think it's both the Faye sisters theme, but it's
just the Faye family theme.
That just like pops in my head all the time. I'm just
That's fair. I mean, I always get the exquisite taste of black coffee or whatever.
I mean, that's perpetually open in a tab somewhere in my brain. So like,
Yeah, it's playing rent free in my head at all times. Whenever I see about a cup of coffee, my brain just goes, oh, Godot.
it makes me wish I drank coffee, because if coffee tasted how that song sounded.
If coffee tasted like that sounded, I would drink coffee all the time. But coffee does not taste like that song sounds.
But I mean, that I'd say that song sounds more similar to how dark chocolate tastes to me.
Yeah, 100%.
Like around like
100%.
80-85%, where there's a hint of sweetness, but it's kind of bitter.
Yeah. No, you haven't said a truth or truth, a true or truth since we've met. Like, that's the truest truth you've ever said. Like, that song is like a nice dark chocolate.
Like you can't eat the whole bar, because it just builds up a bit much, but you just want to nibble at it every so often. It's just and you never really get sick of it. Like
yeah. This song makes me think of paella.
I haven't had enough paella to. Have I had paella? I think I've had paella once, a long time ago.
It's seafood and rice.
I know, but I doesn't mean I've had it.
Ironically enough, it doesn't make me think of gumbo, which would make more sense because it's gumshoe, gumbo. It makes me think of paella.
I don't think he could afford paella.
He could not afford paella. He would look at the price of one sprig of, what is it? Saffron?
Is there saffron in paella?
Just combust. There's like it's like the sprig of a flower, and it's like hella expensive. And I think it's saffron. The Spanish word is azafran, but I think it's saffron.
I didn't know saffron was even a seasoning. Like I think it's a scent too, but like.
Yeah, it's a flower.
Detective Gumshoe. Is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart?
Yes, sir. Found it at the open air stage area.
So that's where you went.
The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir.
So he wasn't even asked to like find this thing or where to look. Gumshoe just, for once in his life, had the pure instinct, just like, I know what I need to do.
He just knows. He felt it in his heart. Like, obviously, this is not necessarily the going rate for saffron per se, but know that one of the websites is selling saffron for $1,525.99, and it's discounted from its original $3,525.99.
I know that there's like an ant egg thing or something that's super expensive. That's like, oh, let's see, there you go. I know there's like ant eggs. That's a thing that in some like Central American country, that's like super expensive.
You will not believe this. You would not believe
what?
This is wild.
What?
The botanical name of saffron is crocus. It's Crocus sativus.
Okay, what's the...
Ambassador Alba's name is Crocus.
Oh. Okay.
That's crazy. This bit was meant to be. Wow. Wow, I got chills. I
do I found out what I was referring to. Escamoles. Uh,
favorite Pokemon from Pokemon Black and White?
it's an ant egg caviar from Mexico that's over $50 a pound. So that's what I was thinking of. That's super expensive Mexican thing I just learned about. I don't know if I could eat it. That sounds disgusting, but
Edible larvae and pupae of ants.
it's ant egg caviar.
It's a choice. Ugh.
I mean, a lot of countries eat ants in various formats.
Yeah, I don't mind the fact that it's ants. I mind that it's like a baby. As weird as it sounds, we don't have to get into it.
I mean,
but
some of it is eggs, like literally, but
yeah, it's like you can't have like it's not like chickens where you could be like, oh yeah, these are like unfermented, so
I don't-
nothing was gonna grow from this. It's like you're eating like future ants.
I don't know if I don't know if there's a difference in mental faculty though between like a new ant and an old ant. They're ants. They're mostly function on like instinct and chemicals.
I mostly function on instinct and chemicals is my favorite Fall Out Boy track. It would be a good one too. It would be a really good one if it existed.
It'd probably be like a crossover track with Panic at the Disco.
Almost certainly. Oh, have I not read this one?
have
So,
not.
Mr. Edward, is this worth anything to the case?
That I also love this, that Gumshoe had the instinct to go and just randomly find this thing. And he didn't understand this is like the thing we needed right now.
I was just gonna take it home, put my groceries in it.
We just got like a Dick Ex Machina.
Dick X Machina. Listen.
What's his name? Dick.
Yeah, sometimes I wish that were me. Sometimes I wish I was me. Just a big Dick X Machina to brighten my day,
Yes, it just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was an Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart?
I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir.
Oh, well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, Detective.
Yes, sir.
Steel Samurai Daddy used... Still hate it. No, I mean, I never forget, but it's pushed to further forward to my brain momentarily, and I'm just like, oh my God.
No, I get it.
Steel Samurai Daddy used this pushcart to wheel the Iron Infant around.
Daddy. I love that Edgeworth is the only person that seems to call him Steel Samurai Daddy, because Kay is not. Because she thinks calling somebody daddy is chooky.
I mean,
That's real cringe.
she's a Zoomer. I think that's generally the Zoomer mindset. Like, why would you do that? Like,
Yeah, who does that?
that's
anymore?
a millennial thing.
Yeah, is this the 2000s? Oh my God, you're so old. That was 30 years ago. Like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Either way. Before I read this line, I must let you know that I am constantly looking at those silhouettes on top and trying to figure out who's who. Because, like, from right to left, it's Gumshoe K, Miles, Francisca. But then it looks like
I think that's
An
Lang.
Takamaki from Persona 5 playing a flute. Like, that's what it looks like.
I see it.
She's just like, do.
But like, why does she have her panther mask on, but not her panther towel?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. She's wearing the panther mask. And she's not wearing. She's just wearing clothes. Like, I don't know what you know, but that's what it looks like. I don't know who it is.
I think it's Lang.
To be. Who?
Lang.
Oh, that's
Agent Lang. Yeah.
What's he doing?
playing the flute.
Why is he playing the flute?
Why can't he not? I don't know what he's doing.
Oh man. Oh, that's so funny.
I've literally never looked at those silhouettes. I don't think I've even seen them before that now.
Until just now, like I've opened your eyes to him.
I wasn't even aware. Like, I'm so focused on, like, turning the thing down below in the text that I wasn't even aware there was anything up there.
Yeah, every time they come up, I'm like, who are they? Who are they? Because, like, Kay barely looks like Kay. The only way I know that they're supposed to be the main characters is because of Gumshoe's jacket. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be.
Are you sure that's Gumshoe and not Detective Bad? I guess there's no holes.
It could be, but like, I don't think Detective Bad would pull one of these. You know, like, he's not that kind of guy.
I mean, I don't think Agent Lang will pull one of those.
He's actually a very prominent flutist in his country. Okay, let me read the line. Oh, what happened?
I don't
you
know.
Knocked something over?
Something fell on my foot, and I don't know.
Oh, you okay, bud?
Yeah, no, it wasn't heavy. Oh, the Stream
okay.
Deck. Why was that? Okay.
Okay. The Iron Infant is the Steel Samurais and the Pink Princess's kid, right?
Yes, he made an appearance at the end of the stage show. Heh, it was a rather fitting ending to the whole thing. That the Steel Samurai daddy was unwittingly forced to move the body is just unforgivable.
I respect it.
Oh, there's nothing in there.
Somebody spilled ketchup all over the bottom.
That's just a stain. I wouldn't say that's in there. That's just on there.
Man, missed opportunity for there to be 3D physics on the stuff, and the blood just like gloops down when you flip it over. Falls down. It's like, oh.
Edward's just like, land in my mouth. Is that O negative?
Yeah, it's definitely O negative. It's blood.
This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. It's O negative. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart.
The amount of conjecture happening in this is too high. It's too high. It's like, this must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Can't be anybody else's. Larry comes in. It's like, hey guys, did you see the pushcart? I actually like fell in it and bled quite a lot on it. I hope that's okay. It's like, damn it! I was about to confess.
I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater, then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you forced the Steel Samurai daddy to unwittingly move the body for you.
Kay's like, you don't have to keep calling him daddy.
Oh, sorry. You forced daddy to push the car.
Just combust.
Stops the Steel Samurai part, just calls him daddy.
I mean, I definitely see Edgeworth just like leaning a 1,000,000% in the other way. It's like, oh, you don't want me to say this? Okay, I'm gonna do something worse.
I forced him to move the body to Alabast. What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing? He was scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! If I could show you how you moved the body from Alabast to Babal, then I win. But you can't! The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. So I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Alabast.
Mazatva, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved?
To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I made a mistake in my logic up until this point. Which means...
There's no question that can't be answered, right?
the Prima Deck statue is smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit.
After I returned to Alba, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yonagurasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office.
Wow, only 3 statements? Was that? Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of the Master Second. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office.
Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time.
What?
Is not every life precious?
Do you really need me to answer that for you?
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society.
Humph. And you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction.
He's really full of himself, isn't he?
Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this?
Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like.
I had a picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. So why is it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around.
The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest.
Wow, so you do have a soft side after all.
The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you really understand how it feels.
Oh, I do. How'd she at 30? What?
I was not expecting that. I'm so sorry. Oh, I do. Hit 30. Wow. Life hit you hard, bud. I'm so sorry.
Okay, come on, like you don't have...
No, yeah, I do.
Pains
I also
and
have
bad
a lot
places.
of chronic pain. Like, it's funny because growing up, you always hear people complaining about getting old, and you're like, you're so young. Why? And then you hit their age, and you're like, oh no, the pain everywhere, all at once.
Everywhere, everything, all at once.
Is that what that movie was about? I never got to see it, but I assume that it's about chronic pain and turning 30.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but that makes sense.
Checks out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh?
But isn't that just because you're hunched over?
Yeah.
But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over?
He did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. Wait, he seriously wrecked his back hunching over just to seem less, like, competent or whatever? Less capable?
Yeah, listen, it's iconic. I'm not gonna fight that one.
I mean, I would. Like, that's dumb. I would never do that. You know how much that sucks? Like,
Yeah, no, to have chronic pain just to pretend like you're not as strong as you are.
I'd rather they just figure it out and arrest me, whatever.
Humph. The point is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after a handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech.
Yatagarasu appeared. The Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up.
Ha ha ha. Most amusing joke. And how do you suppose that I set it up?
If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarazu's shadow.
Oh, that was an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me.
What's it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden?
Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well...
And what happened after you returned to your office?
I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
I can't show it. I figured out what that pose is of Lang. The silhouette. He's pointing. It's his right hand pointing.
Oh, like blam.
I mean, his arm's outstretched. I found the normal sprite.
Yeah, like this one. Like when he does the one like that. Right?
Yeah. He's pointed at the screen. He's just pointing at the screen.
Yeah, I've seen him do it. I've seen him
Yeah.
do it now you mention it.
Yeah, that's
I can
what that
see
is.
it now, but like clearly you understood and you believed. And you
No, it looked like
it was-
An wearing her panther hat, fit mask, and normal
regular
clothes while
and playing
playing.
the flute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not strange. That looked exactly like that. I'm pretty
Well,
sure
I
those
am
identical
strange,
silhouettes.
But I was also accurate.
I'm pretty sure if you took a silhouette of that, it would be identical.
Probably.
If there was like, who's that Pokemon? The correct answer is it's on
who's that
Takamaki.
Pokemon? It's on wearing
On
her panther
Takamaki
mask
wearing
with
her-
regular civilian clothing playing the flute.
It's Agent Lang.
What?
I mean, the right answer is this Jigglypuff seen from above, but
Yes.
Let's not get
always
into-
Jigglypuff seen from above.
it's just that's the regional Jigglypuff from the next games. That's what the silhouette from above looks like.
That's so funny. Yeah, from above it's just like a perfect sphere, and then you like look down and it's this like anthropomorphic, like on Takamaki shaped person. Jigglypuff.
Why does On Takamaki sound like that?
That's what the Jigglypuff sounds like. The new original Jigglypuff.
Upon my return, I had a stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was the Mask the Second.
Humph. Who cares what he was called? By the time we got to the Prima Duck statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue.
Wow, by you.
We're the one that bludgeoned it. Yeah. What a dick.
That's like beating somebody to death with a statue and then being like, "Ha, wow, what bad luck! I just beat you to the death with a statue."
Wow, that's such a horrible way to die. Getting beat up over the head by a fake statue. As you're slowly putting down said fake statue that you used to murder with.
Miss Von Karma is really letting her whip fly now.
Eek. I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it.
She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. It's a ghost type. Only evidence will suffice. I mean, he's very old. He's a ghost type.
No, I respect it.
Nick! I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything.
Are we finished here?
Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babel?
No, you.
Sir!
Mr. Edgeworth!
Grr. Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it?
Nick. Is this the end? Is this how it ends? He gets away at the end? Hold it. Oh, this is you! It appears you made it just in time.
It appears that we have made it just in time.
It would be a great honor for you to allow us to be your allies at your battle.
Evil magistrate, it's time for you to pay!
Oh wow, old bags. Good voice actress. Who knew? You could be a chain smoker and a talented voice actress. You don't have to pick.
When you're as good as me, you don't have to pick. It's the Steel Samurai?
No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai. Oh no, it's just Larry.
Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Yokio. And this is Pink Princess Mommy.
Ooh, mommy is right.
Ah! Edgy Poo!
Ooh, mommy is right.
Ooh, hey.
The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here?
Way to show off your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy and do something.
Go away!
But I wanted. How could you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us. Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant.
Is it Pearl?
Hi guys, it's me, I'm back.
Does that really matter now?
Wouldn't she be like? She'd be like 14 in this game, wouldn't she?
No, I think this is within a year of the third game, so she'd be like 10 or 11. 11, I think. I think she was 10 in the
I'm
first
11,
game.
so shut the heck up.
That Vine. Iconic Vine, I'm 11, so shut the heck up.
Hey!
By 11.
Is it just me or is the Iron Infant completely soaked?
Well, she's 11.
She's 11.
Oh, yeah? I found it in a ball, but he was in the middle of the pool.
Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said.
Oh, huh? Oh, I mean... Oh.
It appears we made it.
It appears you made it.
Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infinite in Babal? And he found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babal.
Oh, that? Well, I was in Alabama the whole time. So I had no idea how the Iron Infant went up in the ball. I thought I'd lost them in the rose garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh?
Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure, but I found him in.
That's enough, Larry. I don't want to hear you talk anymore. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alba to Babal is... What?
We got counterfeiting, the Yatagarasu, and bilateral symmetry.
Do you have any guesses?
I'm thinking one of these things is not like the other, and that thing is bilateral symmetry.
You think it's bilateral symmetry?
Yeah, it's bilateral symmetry.
But I mean, bilateral symmetry would be such a great wrong answer to put in one of these.
I mean, it would be. It would be. Remember how last week they made us do like physics to figure out the correct answer? And I was like, excuse me? This is a Bobby game for Bobbies. You're trying to
Bob,
have
this
them
is-
learn basic physics?
This is arguably an M-rated game.
Arguably, but I'm not the one arguing that. I'm arguing that it's a Bobby game.
It's definitely T, but if it was rated today, it might be
Nintendo
M.
DS.
So was the Rub Rabbits, and I played that.
The Rub Rabbits?
Yeah, sequel to Field of Magic XYXX. What?
I don't even know what that is, but that sounds
That was
foul.
a launch title on the DS by Sega. It's like a minigame
it-
collection.
Oh, it sounds.
It's
it
a
sounds
story.
Like a hentai game.
I mean, it looks like one, except for everything's silhouette, so it's fine.
I mean, everything's silhouette, so it's fine.
No, it was you like try to woo this girl, and there's like a bunch of mini games, and the people are silhouettes with like very plain clothes that are like solid colors, and you do all sorts of fun mini games, like try to keep the stylus touching your hand so you hold her hand while you walk without letting go, or give her mouth to mouth by breathing into the DS microphone in public while you thrust on the touchscreen. The heartbeat.
Gross.
And then you could dress her up with stuff you collected and touch her character model on the touchscreen, and she'd react accordingly depending on where you got touched. It was
Sounds very.
the mini games are actually fun. It was a fun novel use of the DS. It just was intentionally Japanese quirky.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then the sequel, The Rub Rabbits, just added in. It was a sequel, but it added in like these characters that like were a bunch of guys with bunny ears. They're still silhouettes, but they had like bunny ears on them, and they like would like dance in the background and stuff while you're trying to woo the girl. It's like, what if WarioWare was made by the Leisure Suit Larry team?
I respect that. I respect that.
I think it's only T, so. Oh, that's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Oh, hey there, sister. I didn't realize you're still there.
Yeah, sorry, we go a little manic after a while. We just talk about like the dark like inheritance chat JV content.
Yeah, I mean, I still recommend the game, as weird as it is. It has some fun mini games. I'm cracking up. I
I'm glad
enjoy
you're
it.
getting a kick out of it. Yeah, this has become like our play space to just, for at least for me, to just be fully unhinged. Like it's a release that we all crave.
But like, do you remember the early DS commercials? The "Touching is Good" campaign.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Oh.
As soon as you said that, the entire time you've been speaking about this game, I've been thinking of like the original iPod commercials. Because there were silhouettes dancing.
No, the original.
Remember those?
You can look them up after stream, but the original DS commercials, they called it the "Touching is Good" campaign, and they would have this was official Nintendo commercials. They would have a rectangle appear on the screen, like nothing else, just a rectangle on your television, and a woman's sultry voice would say, "Do you see that rectangle right there on the screen? Touch it. You might like it." And that's like the whole commercial. And so even though Sega made the Feel the Magic game, it really kind of fit the aesthetic Nintendo initially pushed for. You remember that system? Yeah, I've rewatched, like, every year or two, I rewatch that commercial to try to verify that that's a real commercial that I saw. It is not some false memory implanted in my brain. Because
if you don't watch it, if you skip 1 year, it just like disappears from reality. You're the only person keeping it like attached to this mortal coil.
Well, it seems unbelievable that Nintendo did an official campaign like this. So if I go long enough without seeing the commercial, I start to question if it existed.
Yeah, you're gaslit by Nintendo actively every second of your life.
Every second that they're not having super questionable commercials, I'm like, am I in is this a Mandela effect? Is this a different reality that have this? No.
Yeah.
There it is on YouTube.
There it is.
And yeah, I think probably partially because of that commercial is why I ended up as a, what was I? I was probably early teenager when DS came out. That was one of the launch games I wanted to pick up with the system, because they kind of primed me to be like,
what a little harlot. Ooh.
It's a T-rated game. It wasn't like mature content.
Young Chat JV wants to play around with silhouettes.
I'll make it clear that when you could touch the silhouette they dress up, there was no benefit to touching her in inappropriate places. She'd get really upset at you. So
that's fair.
It wasn't that. She'd scream and get angry and stuff. Not that there was like a any sort of like affinity system or whatever, but
yeah,
it'd be a negative reaction. It was like
play that game on stream.
She wanted you to touch her head or touch her hand or something. That's fine.
We should play that game on stream. You got
it would not work well on an emulator.
No.
Man. First of all, you need the microphone for so many games, and most DS emulators microphone's kind of iffy, and I don't know if I can even map it while I'm using the mic for talking.
Yeah.
And two, the amount of dragging stuff around on the touchscreen stuff, it'd just be really hard with the setup.
What's the game called? I'm looking it up.
The first one's Feel the Magic XYXX. It's XY/XX.
Of magic.
Feel the magic.
Feel.
F-E-E-L. Feel the magic. The second one is the Rub Rabbits, but it's the same series because it's only 2 games in the series.
Oh God!
What?
Immediately, a woman in a bikini.
I mean,
that's the cover of the game.
Yeah, but it's a silhouette.
Yeah, I just was not expecting that on a Nintendo cartridge.
No, this was a launch title. When there was only 10 games for the DS, this was one of them. Oh, the Rubber Rabbits were in the first game. Okay. I just saw.
You can't even see. It's fine. You can't even see. It's okay. I'm gaslighting the entire.
Oh right wow! In Japan, though, the title was Kimi no Tame Nara Shinaru.
Kimi no Tame Nara Shinaru.
Which translates to "I would die for you."
That's so inappropriate.
This was called "I Would Die for You" in Japan. And in Europe and Australia, it was Project Rub.
Project Rub.
How did we have the tamest name for it?
I mean, Project Rub is iconic.
Anyways, yeah, I picked very obscure games when the DS was new because there was a lot of experimental games on the system, and And I'm excited to play one that I missed that's coming next year. Another code or whatever. The Touch Memory, is that what it's called originally? Trace Memory. So Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Take your time.
Well, I'm trying to think of that game that you're referring to right now.
They showed it in the last direct. It's a, I think it's a point-and-click adventure. If you look up Trace Memory, or if you look up Another Code, because that's the remake's name, which actually is including the original and the sequel that never came out of Japan. It was a well-received point-and-click adventure game that on the DS that I ended up never playing. Because that was my era of why would I pay full price for a visual novel or point-and-click adventure game? And I'm definitely out of that era. So
I was gonna say, look at you now.
Look at me now. Bought Great Ace Attorney 3 times in like 2 months.
3 times. Why'd you buy 3 times?
You don't remember this?
I mean, you bought it.
I
Bought it on Switch.
I bought it on Switch, but then I was on vacation when it was supposed to arrive, and I tried to like cancel the pre-order, but it didn't let me in time because I just decided I'd just get it digital so I could play it then. And then when I got home, I was going to return it, but I kind of wanted the physical copy in my collection. And ended up being like, whatever, fine. And then we wanted to stream it, and I couldn't figure out how to stream it for Switch, and I was like, whatever, fine, I'll get it on Steam.
Oh, that's fair. So you like Stella glowed the hell out of Great Ace Attorney.
I already joked to somebody once that Capcom really needs to make Ace Attorney 7 because I single-handedly am funding the franchise. So.
Yeah, at this point.
Like, that was... No, I'm not gonna think about how much money I spent on that. I spent a lot of money on that. I've never double dipped on any game in my life before, and that was a triple dip, so it was really uncomfortable memory. But there is a location I wish for you to examine post haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies.
Does something like that really exist, sir?
An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine.
The other courtyard where the pool would be, right? There would have to be a pool.
Here? Here?
Yeah, a little more to the left.
I don't think it's gonna care.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna care.
There?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it.
I'd rather visit an embassy with unilateral symmetry.
It's just, is unilateral symmetry just like a period? Like, I don't...
Isn't unilateral symmetry when it's like you can cut it in half in any way and it's the same? Like a circle?
I guess so. Maybe, yeah. I would have said personally.
You prefer the air?
Omnilateral symmetry.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's correct. I just like thinking of the word omni.
It's too late. It doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time.
You'll stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the rose garden.
Just as I suspected.
What is it?
The two sides of the embassy are mirror images of each other. So this is just like Super Mario 64 on your way to hit the switch to lower the moat, the tunnel that you go through. This is just like the pipe under your sink that keeps sewage from coming back up. This is like a U-bend. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to give me a third like analogy of what the septic system looks like because I was getting really invested.
this is like,
You don't have to
I don't
think-
know if
I was gonna say you don't have to think about one. It's okay. That wasn't me trying to set you up for a bit.
which means that there's also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabast.
Avoiding a topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any.
The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? Just have Edgeworth swim through it! I guess that might be illegal.
Yeah. Also, it could die, right? Like if it's like the sewage, like you don't know how it goes, you know.
Sewage?
Not sewage, but like if the piping is like, it might be like real narrow at one point.
The baby got through it. And the body, thought they said they smuggled the body that way.
Did they? I thought they did the carriage. I'm like falling behind, I guess.
Then why are we trying to prove they smuggled something that?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I must
I-
have lost some part of the plot.
I'm trying to figure it out now myself. I don't know. It's because he was fished out of a pool, not just any pool. It was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true.
It was Cusco's pool.
Oh, that's nothing like I imagined it. Okay.
That's
Cool.
kind of how I imagined it.
The water reservoirs and the two courtyards are connected. This is more like, what is it? Dire Docks. No, that still has a weird curve. I don't know. I can't think of a Super Mario 64 comparison.
Water temple?
That's not Super Mario
Ocarina of
64.
Time?
But also, it doesn't have any cylinder rooms.
Yeah, but like you have to like go down through and then up to get into it.
Yeah, but I mean, by that comparison, my original one still worked. It's just this one's two cylinders with like a connector rather than like a U-turn.
Yeah.
And where's your proof that the two sides are connected?
The proof is in the pudding. The proof is right before your eyes. Half-drowned Iron Infant.
Oh, this blasted doll!